Hello everybody, what is up? This is I'm Jermaine, and for today's games, it's going to be a little more unconventional than what we usually do on the channel. I'm going to be casting a game from the Collegiate Star League playoffs, and actually this is an audition tape that I'm doing for them. I think it'd be really cool to be part of that team and organization. So we're actually just going to go ahead and jump right into the game that we have here. We're going to introduce the players first, then tell a little bit about him. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, GSL Daybreak, we have the blue Protoss, ClashShew. And in the top right-hand corner of the map, the red Zerg, it is Hit. Now, Hit here in the top right-hand corner of the map is Justin Kim from the University of Texas, Arlington. Where is Texas, Arlington? It is in Texas, right? Good one. And down here in the bottom left, ClashShew, Alex Raymond from the University of Indiana. I'm a Midwest guy myself from Columbus, Ohio, so figured, hey, I might as well do a Big Ten school game as an audition tape. This game from the playoffs of the Collegiate Star League this season was actually done on April 29th, this whole match between Indiana University and University of Texas Arlington, which is really interesting because it is before the Queen changed to Zerg that made them really good. So we actually are not going to see that 5-range Queen on the ground. Instead, it's going to be reverted back to that 3-range Queen, as we did see ClashShew go ahead and throw down a pylon down here on the low ground, signifying that he is more than likely going to do a Forge Fast Expand super standard in ZVP. Typically, the Zerg in this matchup likes to go ahead and get that 15 pull that we see there out of Hit, and we like to see the Zerg player get a hatchery here and a hatchery here, all before taking their gas. And I think that's what we'll see here out of Hit. This was standard back in late April, early May. This is still standard now. This is certainly what ZVP has become. And there is actually a Nexus first out of ClashShew, so a little bit greedy there, but certainly punishing the Zerg because he got his hatchery down after the Nexus. So do you see that ClashShew is going to go down here and scout out and see if the third got plopped down yet? Not just yet. We probably more than likely will see one out of Hit, and there is the Forge. So when Hit comes in here and scouts this out with this Overlord, he's going to be a little disappointed to see that that Nexus is so far along, and there is the Gateway out of ClashShew as well. Interesting to note, this was the ace match between Indiana University and University of Texas Arlington. So this match has a lot on the line here. The winner of this match would give the game to their team and advance them into the playoffs. We do see the initial set of Lings are out, and actually a gas being taken by Hit straight away right after those Lings are out. Queen's just now about to pop as well, so we are not seeing that 3 hatch before gas, which is something certainly unconventional. And I don't know why I thought I had the sound off, but we do have this Overlord coming in here and scouting out, and it's going to see the Forge, it's going to see the Gateway and the cannon, so nothing unusual. It doesn't necessarily know that this Nexus was a lot faster, because look at this, that Nexus is finished and got probes at it while that Nexus just now got completed. Queen is down there on the low ground now. Did not lay any creeps, so there's still going to be a little bit of distance in between these two bases here. Zergling's being very active around the map, and we see gases being taken by the Protoss, so we are very shortly going to see his tech here. Cybernetics core is on the way. And really, once that cybernetic core gets up and Warp Gate begins, we're going to see what type of Gateway, Robo, or Gateway Stargate play we're going to see out of the Protoss. Typically, it's going to be a lot of Gateways, and to try to push the Zerg early on and transition into a Robo Colossus tech, and then later on into High Templars and Archons, as High Templar Archon is a pretty good late game scenario here. And you can see, look at that, the Queen not able to just shoot back from afar. Actually requires it to chase a little bit there, but that probe did get taken out before any scouting was seriously done. Warpgate is on the way. There's Chrono Boost. They're going to the Nexuses there. Very nicely done. Going to get him up in that probe count, as you can see there. 31 to 37. The Protoss not too far behind, considering that the Zerg has just been droning. 5 more drones are on the way, about to pop right now. So those Chrono Boosts are keeping the Protoss in a reasonable spot economically. 2-base layer we do see here out of the Zerg player. It is about 75% of the way done. And once that layer pops, we will see what kind of tech the Zerg wants to go for. Layer tech for Zergs is essentially a playground. Probe's going to get over here and see that there is no third, and that should tip him off that there is something going on. Now, what is it exactly going on? Is the probe going to scout the gas? I don't think it did. If it scouted that gas, that should give it a little bit more of a heads up. And no, it didn't. Because here's what can happen. If the Protoss gets up here and scouts out these two gases, you can see he's doing some heavy tech off of 2 bases. But if he doesn't see these gas, he's still kind of in the dark. Is maybe there a hidden base that I'm unaware of? Or is there just a lot of Ling aggression coming? Right now, it looks like ClashShew is going for these sentries right now. Sentries are going to be able to provide him a little bit of defense and just give him a little bit of extra help in battles as they come out with force fields so good. Metabolic speed just now started for hit, and that will not be ready in time for these Lings to get to the front here and check anything out. Don't expect these Lings to do anything serious. Mostly just poke up, see what's been going on. This Forge is not getting any upgrades, as you can see. +0 for these sentries. And Pathogen Gland is actually on the way for that infestation pit that was thrown down there. So we are going to see Ling and Fester. Ling and Fester are a pretty good mix. This is April 29th, is a little bit before early May, is a little bit before Stefano's Roach Max just got super serious. Do you see the complete pylon wall off there? Which I'm not completely sure why, because these guys do have some force fields. But that's okay. Third hatch just now being thrown down by hit. He's going to want to get these gases very quickly, because infestors are very gas expensive at 100, 150. Not very easy to get all of that gas that you need on 2 bases while keeping up with your upgrades. Pathogen Glands is going to complete in time for those first infestors, so those first infestors will have fungals. And how cool does an infestation pit look when it's researching something all neon pink and stuff? That's so awesome. Metabolic speed is about to finish right now, so these Lings will get very quick, very fast, and there they go. +1 is on the way now for the Protoss player, as well as Hallucination, and that's going to help him out a lot with scouting. I like that play a lot from our Protoss player. It's a very underrated upgrade. Twilight Council is about to finish, and that will allow him to go into whatever kind of upgrades he wants to go to. Maybe for the Stalker's going to get that blink, maybe some chargelets, and maybe it's just to allow him to get more upgrades off of that forge here. We do see some gateways being thrown down here in the main. How many gateways are we up to now? 5 in the main, and then there is the one on the low ground, so 6 gateways now. So we will probably be seeing a little bit of aggression shortly out of ClashShew. Let us check out the worker tab here. 65 to 51. Anytime the Zerg player can just sit back and drone is ideal. This observer is going to get in here. He's going to see, hey, there's a third base. And there is a third base indeed here. This overseer is going to get in and try to just check it out. He's going to see what's going on. He's looking for a lot of upgrades, looking for army comp. And 2 little force fields there. We'll keep those Lings at bay. Those Lings will swing around, check for some pylons, maybe even just go home. And unfortunately for that, that sucks. That's always a bummer. You know, you're just walking in, just trying to check out what the enemy's doing, and you get blasted in the face by a photon cannon. That can't be very fun at all. These Lings being very active, I like that a lot. ClashShew going ahead and taking a third. This is scouted by Hit's Overlord here. And we do see that this Overseer did get in here, peek in. Did it see the Twilight Council? It did. Blink is about to be finished here very shortly, as well as a robotics bay is on the way. Just now started. Where is that plop down at? I don't even know where that robotics bay is. Right there all the way at the front, in front of those gateways. Not scouted at all by the Zerg player. And Hit's Overlords are going to get caught off here. And look at this. The wall of gateways is coming in. And ClashShew in a pretty good position here. Going to be on 3 bases, but the Zerg going ahead and taking his 4th near this Rich Vespian Geyser. Rich Vespian Geyser gets more gas per trip by the drones. Think of it as a gold base for gas. If you're new to this map and that feature, if you've only played the ladder map, you might be thinking, what is a Rich Vespian Geyser? Well, that's what it does. It's a gold base for gas. Very nice addition. +1/+1 is on the way for the ground army of the Zerg player here. These Lings will be +1/+1 very shortly. +2 attack is on the way for the Protoss, as well as that extended thermal lance. Spire Tech and Hive Tech are on the way, and both of these take this near the same amount of time to complete. So we will see the Broodlord transition here for the Zerg player very shortly. Hit putting the University of Texas Arlington in a very good position here, but at the same time, ClashShew being able to just get 3 bases uncontested by the Zerg. Never want to be against a 3-base Protoss as Zerg, because 3-base Protoss is where the units can just keep flooding in and flooding in. And what was really functional about this whole attack here by ClashShew that we still don't know how the rest of the fight's going to pay off, but something that really helped the Protoss get to this point where these sentries. These sentries actually allowed the Protoss to sit back, stay safe against these Lings that have been trying to poke around. Granted, Hit's been very active with his Lings so far, but those sentries allowed the force fields to stay in place. Those hallucinated Phoenixes are going to get in there and get a good scout of absolutely everything. That hallucination paid for itself right there. Must say, I do like the Ling spread of right here by Hit. He's got every single major pathway across the map blocked off. Good to know exactly where the Protoss army is. Nice burrow action up there. And we do see a Dark Shrine and a Starport on the way, so it looks like ClashShew is going to go for that super late game composition here. We are going to be seeing, Archons, we're going to be seeing the Mothership even. At a certain point, ClashShew not afraid to just continue right on teching. Crackling's Adrenal Gland upgrade is on the way for hit, as well as 34 more Lings, 5 Corruptors, so there will be Broodlords out on the field shortly. Not too much longer before we see those, but at the same time, ClashShew is getting up to a mega army here. Where is his army? Sitting here in the middle of the map. 2 Colossus just absolutely would eat that army. These Lings are going to try to swing around here and do some kind of damage. Where are they coming from? No, they decided they don't want anything to do with a major Colossus ball. This 4th base gets up. That would spell the end of the game for the Zerg, I think, just because the Zerg cannot contest with 4 bases of Protoss. This wall of gateways here, 2 cannons are going to be more than enough to push that army away for the time being here. We do have a pretty nice sizable army over here for hit as well. Supply counts as they stand. 181 for hit, 126 for the Protoss. However, most of that, 11 of that, excuse me, is an worker supply. The army supply not too bad actually, 69 to 113. So yes, Zerg does have a bit of an advantage. But let's look at comp here. 2 Dark Templars actually about to walk in. Fungal growth, very nice pickoff actually, brilliant pickoff. Does he have Spidey senses? 2 more Dark Templar are going to come and swing around, and we do have the Mothership on the way. Which one is it at? Probably the one in the main. No, with the one in the Nexus. There it is. Such a pretty thing. Sonic Storm is also on the way for the High Templar. That will be coming in. High Templar are going to be so good against these Lings, Infestors. And more Broodlords are on the way. 3 more Broodlords, as well as +3 ground level weapons for the Protoss. The Lings are going to be at +2/+2 here very momentarily, and that will help them out against the Zealots, but it's going to come down a lot to control in this battle. And it looks like the Protoss wants to even go ahead and take a 5th base. He says, I've got money in the bank, so I'm going to go ahead and just plop Nexuses down. That way I have a constant supply of minerals. I like all these High Templars that are being morphed in here. Checking out the army supply, 71 to 115. The Protoss is catching up, but that's mostly because the Zerg is nearing max out here. +1 Flyers is on the way for the Zerg even. And hit, probably feeling a little bit of pressure right now, realizing that this is the ace match for his team. Both these players are probably feeling a lot of pressure, and we do have a Warp Prism that is going to sneak right here into the back. Going to probably try to drop some Zealots, or maybe even just some Dark Templar here. Spore Crawlers are in position, so this is not going to work out the way ClashShew wants. There's a lot of Zealots here, but there are some Dark Templars, and these Spine Crawlers might finish in just enough time. Will this Greater Spire go down? It's getting Focus Fire down quite nicely there. Pretty good positioning there with the Lings, but it looks like it will go down. No, great transfusions there by hit. Does he save the... Oh, no, at the last possible second, the Greater Spire goes down. Oh, fantastic transfuses there by hit. Got it down to such small life, but still to no avail. The Greater Spire does go down, and that will set hit back a lot. That Spire just now rebuilding. 100 seconds until the Spire's even done. That doesn't even count the Greater Spire time. So these Broodlords are what we have to work with. Hit's going to push out here with his 200 supply. Nice storms go off over all of the Broodlords. And very uncautious placement there by hit, clumping up those Broodlords a lot. Broodlord's not going to do a whole lot because of this Mothership out here. How many Corruptors do we have out on the field? That's going to be very important. We have no Corruptors out on the field right now at all. Infested Terrans do go down. Creating a nice little line, going to start focus firing down that Mothership. I don't know if it's going to go down necessarily. Oh, a huge storm there, cashing a lot of the Broodlords and Infestors. Is this army going to try to sneak up into there? No. Oh, a couple more Broodlords are going down. There's only 3 left out on the field. Excuse me, there are 5 left out on the field. Somewhere up there on the top. And what do we have here? Sooner or later, this Vortex will finish. Out come the rest of the army. Infestors, Broodlords, Lings are coming in from behind. But can Hit see any of it? Hit can only see what's not covered by this Mothership. There are no observers, or there is an overseer coming in right now, but the Colossus from the back are going over absolutely every single Ling. Nice blink micro here from ClashShew. Going to actually secure Indiana Wesley and what looks like to be the win. 150 supply to 119. Hit's army dropping. 4 Broodlords left. Some Infestors clumped up here. And if these Infestors go down, can Hit really afford this right now? I don't think he can. He's got 3,000 in the bank. Could remake this army if he so desired. A carrier is on the way for ClashShew, but ClashShew's army deadly right now. 163 supply to 91, and this army could just push up here. 3 spine callers, not going to do it. The final Broodlords will die, and it looks like ClashShew is going to win this 8th match. That will take Indiana University into the next round of the CSL playoffs for this season, and this 4th base, the mining base, will die here. This is one of the last fully mining bases that Hit's economy cannot sustain losing this base right now, and this army keeps getting bigger and bigger, and GG, there it is, folks. Hit. GG's out, giving ClashShew the win in the ace match on GSL Daybreak, giving Indiana University what was a 3-2 win in this very close match. Great job there by ClashShew. Excellent game by Hit as well. Honestly, one of the worst things that happened right here, this Greater Spire that fell down. Such a close thing. If that doesn't fall, that 2,000 minerals and 1,600 gas that's used up, that goes to Broodlords. I mean, the mothership, if there's corruptors out there, weren't any corruptors. He overmade his Broodlords. You see there's 9 corruptors on the way. Unfortunately, those were way too late, and that mothership just did its job, because one overseer is not going to be able to help when you have 18 stalkers sitting right there. 18 colossus would be retarded. 18 stalkers sitting right there, and could just take out those overseers as they came into the battle. Not very good there from Hit. A little bit of poor planning, but still great play by both players, and that's why these guys were sent out for the ace match in their team. So I hope you guys liked the video. Thank you so much. If you liked it, please thumbs it up. If you didn't like it, thumbs it down and tell me why. Really open to the criticism. Follow me on Twitter @I'mJermaine, and subscribe to me on YouTube, please. Hope you all have a great day, and go ahead and good luck. Have fun.